Start of 2020, the first objective was to beat AFTV in the Blood Brothers final. Decided by this point that we wanted to go non-league and we wanted to go on the journey we were going on.
Winning the league now, only the first game of the season, don't take it for granted. Like, this league is going to be a bit tough.
Open up then, this turn. Oi, press, come on!
It's right time. Bit nervous, so can't.
Wake the f*** up!
And that's exactly what we want. We want to send a message to the rest of this league. We want to be ruthless.
One push out, Jermaine, you're off.
You can picture James already, can't you? In a spot like this, singing his heart out. DT's bottom on me. He'd be loving it. Give him a lifetime season ticket.
We DTFC, we know who we are.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now on today's show, we're going to take a look back at last night's Premier League games. Manchester United and Manchester City were both in action. And the last piece of news involves Arsenal because reports are saying that they've opened talks with Real Madrid for their midfielder, Martin Ødegaard.
I represent my fucking self.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So the first place we're going to start is last night's Premier League games. And the first one in there was Manchester City against Aston Villa. And it was a 2-0 win for Manchester City. And first of all, before I get into the talking points, thank you to Manchester City, because that victory by them means that Arsenal stay in the top half of the table. But it was a tough game. The weather was horrendous in Manchester. And Manchester City took the lead with just over 10 minutes to go. And this is where there's a talking point. Although I don't think that there should be too much of a talking point. Now, the Aston Villa manager was actually sent off for comments that he had made to do with this. Now, what had happened was that the ball broke, out from the Aston Villa box. There was a Manchester City, player way behind playing an offside position by about 10 yards or so. The ball's coming back. Now, the ball's landing to Tyrone Mings. If he leaves it, doesn't touch it, do anything, then the Manchester City player that's coming back would be active in that exact phase and he would be offside. The moment Tyrone Mings touches the ball, unimpeded as well, if he challenged Tyrone Mings, then it would be offside. But if he touches the ball and tries to bring it under control, not impeded, then it's called the second phase. It's like a new phase, basically. So the Manchester City player is now not offside. So by the letter of the law, whether you like it or not, it was not offside. VAR, the referees, everybody, they made the correct decision. And I know it's tough on Aston Villa because he was 10 yards offside. But Tyrone Mings has to use his head. Just see what's around him. Know he's coming behind. Just stand there. Don't touch the ball. Don't try and control it. Simple fact is that Tyrone Mings didn't look, didn't see who was behind him, thought he was there on his own and was just going to bring the ball under control. And then the Man City player's on him. And then Man City score a penalty right at the end. And they run out 2-0 winners. And they were top of the league momentarily. And the reason why I say momentarily is because the next game was Fulham against Manchester United. And Manchester United won this game 2-1. Lookman put Fulham into the lead after 5 minutes. Awful defending by Manchester United. Edison Cavani equalised on 21 minutes. And then Paul Pogba with a brilliant goal. Just over 20 minutes to go. And Fulham had their chances after that as well. And they'll be kicking themselves that they never got something out of the game. And again with Fulham, if they could find themselves a goal scorer, somebody that's actually prolific and actually knows how to put the ball in the back of the net, then I think that they would, be a problem this season, because the amount of chances that they create, and they just don't seem to take those chances that fall their way. So, it's one of those ones. They're not going to be overly happy about it. Manchester United, do you know what? This is a bit of a mixed bag one, I think, because when you look on social media, there's a lot of Manchester United fans that are not happy. I know they're top of the league at the moment and everything, but there's some Manchester United fans that feel that it's a bit of a false position in some sense, that very soon their luck's going to run out, and very soon they're not going to be able to scrape through with performances like this. Don't get me wrong, I think that they're top of the league and you have to give them credit for that, despite what you might think about the league this season and how poor it's been. They're there on merit. They've won the games to put themselves there. So you've got to look at that and say, yeah, fair play. Manchester United have actually gained 21 points this season from losing positions. And the next closest to that is Liverpool on 10 points, and then Leicester on 8 and Chelsea on 7. So I think a lot of that, and why the fans are frustrated, is that they're saying, why do they have to be in a losing position for them to react in the first place? Why do they have to go a goal down? Why do they have to be poor in defence or make a mistake for somebody to step up? And yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. And, ironically, Paul Pogba's performances of late have been really, really good. And it coincides with his agent, Mino Raiola, saying that he doesn't want to be at Manchester United no more and he wants to leave. Well, maybe these performances are him putting himself in the shop window for some potential suitors in the summer. I don't think Manchester United are mind too much. If he's doing the job right now, it's better than having a player that's not doing the job. As an Arsenal fan, I will know all too well about that. But yeah, like I said, you've got to give Manchester United some credit for the fact that they are top of the league and everything else. But like I said, I don't think Manchester United fans in general are kind of like all singing from the same hymn sheet. They're not all happy. Despite where they are in the league, there's a lot of fans that are still questioning the manager based on substitutions, tactics, etc. And then there's players. I see a lot of fans, going in on Harry Maguire on a regular basis. For this game, it seemed to be Aaron Wan-Bissaka that was getting absolutely hammered. It's been Paul Pogba before. So again, as an Arsenal fan, I can sympathise in some respects with that, because it's the same. One week it might be Aubameyang, the next week it's Willian, and etc, etc. But yeah, listen, it's going to be very, very interesting with the league table and everything else. And like I said, Manchester City, they briefly went up to top spot. They will remain above Leicester on goal difference. But Manchester United, they do go back to the top of the table on 40 points. But Manchester City do have a game in hand. Leicester are real close. Liverpool have got a game in hand, so they can still be well in the mix. Spurs have got a game in hand. Everton have actually got 2 games in hand. So they could be well in the mix. That's how close things are. For Aston Villa, like I said, they had a chance to go back into 9th place, actually, or even higher than that. Do you know what? That's actually not great for Aston Villa, because based on goal difference, they would have actually climbed above Chelsea into 8th place. Arsenal would have dropped down into 11th. So when you look at that, you've got to sit there and say, my word, what an opportunity missed for them. But listen, it is what it is. And as an Arsenal fan, I'm happy about it, because it means we don't move. And in terms of Fulham, they've now played 17 games and 12 points. Now they do still have a game in hand. Actually, 18 games, sorry. They have 1 game in hand on Brighton. So they're going to have to start picking up victories very, very soon. But I do still feel that they are going to be one of the teams that are relegated. Last piece of news involves Arsenal and reports last night from the likes of David Ornstein, Sky Sports and various other news outlets were confirming that Arsenal have opened talks with Real Madrid to take midfielder Martin Ødegaard on loan. Technical director Edu began negotiations last week for the 22-year-old. However, Arsenal face stern competition from Real Sociedad. Now, I look at this transfer and the possibility of it. And first things first, initially, I was under the impression that you could not take two players from one club on loan. Now, we've already got Dani Ceballos from Real Madrid. So if we wanted Ødegaard, we'd have to send Ceballos back. But I've actually just found out as well that that is only true between Premier League clubs. You can go into the foreign market and take two players from the same club. And I believe Spurs have done it with two players from Benfica. So that wouldn't be an issue. I think that this could be a win-win for Arsenal. You're losing a left-footed creative player in Mesut Ozil, and you could be bringing in a left-footed creative player in Ødegaard. If you have not seen him or know about him, trust me, he is a serious talent. Obviously, he has to come to the Premier League and hit the ground running and do it and everything else, and you know, that's not a given. But it remains to be seen whether he will actually come to the Premier League. And, you know, Real Sociedad are the other team that are, you know, going for him. And, of course, he was there on loan last season. Very, very good. And, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think that in terms of the deal, it makes sense for Arsenal because it means that we can get someone in. It's a no risk for the remainder of the season. We don't have to spend any major money. And then we can look to really go and buy that creative player in the summer, whoever that may be. Whether it's, you know, Hossim Aouar or whatever it might be again. The likes of Buendia are being quoted £40 million. That's not going to happen unless that figure goes down. So this could be a very good short-term solution. But yeah, we will keep an eye on this and see whether it materializes or not. So there we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you think about today's topics. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.